Hello to you, I am Whittle, and today I'm once again, I haven't done this for a few months now, going to talk about autism. Autism, specifically mild autism, sometimes called for Asperger's syndrome, because I have that, I'm diagnosed with that, and I hope this can help other people who feel different or special, and that's why I'm doing this. So today I'm just going to speak from my mind or my soul, more correctly, from my heart. And that's because I don't want this kind of thing to be scripted or planned. I want to just say exactly what feels right to say, because I think that's important for videos like this. So, no, I usually don't script my videos anyway, but sometimes I plan them, but today I am just going to speak right from the heart. So before we begin, for those of you who don't know, autism is sort of a diagnosis for people who often have trouble communicating with others, and for people with high functioning autism, they are often completely within their own words. They're often very intelligent in the particular subject they have interest in, but it's often difficult to get any kind of contact with them because they're often in their own words, and it can be difficult to speak or communicate with them. But that's for people with high functioning autism. Today we're going to talk about the more low functioning, or the more milder type of autism, which is often called for Asperger's syndrome, but I'm going to call it mild autism today. And people with mild autism, you can communicate with, you can talk with, I mean, you can see that on me. And these people often can have trouble with social interactions, especially with people their own age. So I know that a lot of people with mild autism, when they're childs or teens, they will often not get much contact with other children and teenagers. Instead, they will often get better contacts with adults, which they feel is more stable and trustworthy. At least that was how it was for me. And that's how it is for many people with mild autism. But as people with mild autism grow older, and the people their age grow older too, they often have a tendency, not everyone, but sometimes it can be easier for these people and me to make friends when they reach their 30s, 40s, essentially, than it was when they were child and teenagers. So people with autism often have not just shyness, but additional shyness. When you have mild autism, it's not easy to talk with a stranger, or say hello to a stranger. It blocks social communication. It's not just regular shyness, it's like double shyness. But on the positive side, people with mild autism are often very smart, very intelligent. Of course, among people with mild autism, there are various personalities, but many are smart or intelligent, especially in the subject they are interested or fascinated by. So the hobby or subject they are interested or fascinated by, they will often know a lot about. And another thing is that autism has something in common with people who have ADHD. You have probably heard about ADHD people, yeah. I'm not going to go into that, but that's also a very famous diagnosis these days. And people with autism have in common that they also can get high doses of mental energy if they feel enthusiastic about something. So some of you have probably noted that I can film a lot. I mean, in a year, in a week, like sometimes I have taken a few breaks, but you probably see that I can film much, and the reason for that is because when I or a person with mild autism feel enthusiastic about something, their mental energy and their energy to do something become incredibly high. And that is something they have in common with people who have ADHD who also have some of that. So another aspect of people with mild autism is the need for the world around them to be orderly, structured, and planned, and planned. So, you need to plan your day, you need to schedule it, and I admit it, I do that. Of course, the downside is that you don't become the most flexible person, and I admit it, I'm not the most flexible person. To many people with mild autism, there are structures, there are plans, and I too am a very structured and planned person. I mean, I don't plan necessarily my entire year, but I plan for some time ahead. And a lot of people with autism do that. So I know that some people with mild autism can struggle with what can be perceived as a chaotic and sometimes impulsive world. That's difficult for them to handle. And of course, this isn't necessarily for everyone with mild autism, because there does exist mild autists who are more impulsive as well. We have different personalities, just like anyone. And another thing is that understanding social interactions isn't always easy for people who have mild autism. It can be difficult sometimes. I know some people struggle to understand things like sarcasm or unspoken social rules. Personally, I am more fortunate in that area, in that I understand sarcasm. I use sarcasm a lot myself in my everyday with the people I am comfortable with my family. And I understand unspoken social rules and social interactions. But I can be uncomfortable saying hello to strangers. I can be uncomfortable. But if the strangers say hello to me and strike up a conversation with me and they're friendly, then I will be very friendly back. I'll admit to you guys, I am a little, I don't think it's likely, because I am usually just in my home area, and I don't think there are a lot of people who follow me in my home area. But I am a little afraid that I someday will meet someone who follow me on YouTube, and then I may just walk past them because I don't say hello to strangers, and then they'll think, oh my god, he's so rude. No, I'm not rude. But you have to say hello and strike up a conversation to me, because I am not comfortable with just saying hello to people I don't know. But I'm very comfortable and talkative with people I do know, my family, my friends, and I'm very friendly. If you do strike up a conversation with me, and if you're friendly, I am friendly too. So long as you don't do anything which makes me annoyed, it's okay. Yeah, and to be honest, it's not a lot that makes me annoyed. So, yeah, I'm usually very friendly and nice. Anyway, but of course this is a struggle for many people with mild autism. So it takes some time to overcome these barriers in our lives, I have overcome a few of my barriers, including by putting myself out on YouTube. I was not comfortable with that in the beginning. I was terrified of it. I was afraid people were going to be like super rude to me. But I think a lot of people before they launch YouTube are afraid of that. Before you launch YouTube, a YouTube channel, you are afraid that people aren't going to be nice. I think that's a perfectly natural fear and anxiety to have. But of course, when you launch an ASMR channel, so long as your ASMR content is okay, people will be very nice. The ASMR community is very friendly. So I see now in retrospect there was no reason to worry. But I didn't know what back then. So, anyway, I'm grateful for that. But also I want to say to you people who feel different, whether you have ADHD, autism, something else entirely. I hear you, I understand you, and and I'm here for you guys. My channel is here for you guys. My channel is, I hope, at least not going anywhere. I'm going to be here. I'm going to continue to create content. I'm going to bring joy to you guys. I'm going to bring joy to so-called normal people, to people who feel different, and I'm going to just be me. you know exactly who I am with my somewhat big teeth, with who I am. I'm not going to change who I am or to sort of please some sort of mainstream audience. I'm going to be exactly who I am. And the reason for that is because it's so important that people who feel different have people who don't compromise on who they are. I don't believe in compromising who I am. And I think that's important for people who feel different, that they can see that not everyone does that, but I'm just going to be me. And I advise you, if you feel different and special, just be you and find people who accept you for who you are. I have a family who accept me fully for who I am. They love me and I love them, and you need to do the same. And I'm going to add another thing for people with autism. Maybe that applies to some of my viewers as well. If you have autism or something else, I know that some people can struggle with practical stuff in the everyday, like for example making dinner or maybe washing your own clothes, stuff like that. I cannot do a lot of practical stuff myself, but there are some practical stuff I struggle with. And because of that, I, as of yet, even though I'm 30 years old, live with my father. My mother passed away a few years ago, so I live with my father yet. We have talked about me moving out after a while. I have talked about maybe moving out 2-3 years from now. And so there are talks of that. But of course my father and my sister, although my sister doesn't live here anymore, they understand me and I can talk with them, so it's comfortable living here for now. And but I am of course realizing I one day have to get a place of my own. I have to look to the future because my father's not going to be alive forever, you know, so I have to eventually get a place of my own too, you know. So and maybe one day I will find a roommate or a partner, I hope, and share my life with them. I hope so. So yeah, anyway, it's my hope. But anyway, just to be clear, if you also live at home with your parents or around the same age I am, do not be ashamed of that if you have a disability, because that's perfectly natural for people who have disabilities, because people with disabilities often need additional support and help. There are many things I can do myself. I can go to the store myself, I can buy things, I can slice my own bread, there are lots of things I can do myself, but I cannot make dinner, and there are a few other practical stuff I don't know, although I realize I can do most of the stuff myself. I mean, I can clean, I can do most things myself. There are a few things I need help with. But then again, I'm not the only one in the world, especially of guys, who need some help. So, yeah. So, yeah. And if you for some reason I don't know what's happening in your life, but if you're different, and if you for some reason, how shall I put this, have been in contact with people who don't accept you for you, you know what, screw those people. I'm going to be honest, screw those people. Because, you know, having to be someone you're not just to please some people, some fake type of people, it's not worth it. I have never done that myself, and I don't know if it's because you're desperate for friendship or something, but trust me, it's not worth it. If that's the case, and these people can't accept you for you, find better friends. I know that's easier said than done, but just trust me. Be you. It's important. Yeah. So, just be you. Yeah. Just be you, and don't be ashamed of being who you are. You can hear some noises from upstairs now, but I hope that's okay. Just be you, be who you are. Remember, I accept you for you, and you should accept you for you too. And remember this: take baby steps, take things gradually. You can achieve anything you want to, trust me. It took some time for me to achieve and fulfill my dreams. And it didn't come in the way I expected, because I never expected I would do YouTube. But now I'm doing it. That proves that no matter what kind of struggles or barriers you have, you can overcome them. It may take time, it may take patience, but you can overcome them and you can fulfill your dreams. And yes, I know, it's not always easy. Life isn't always easy. I understand you, I hear you. And I am realistic and have enough life experience, because I've had a very different and special type of life, to know that life isn't always easy. It's not always a day dance on rainbows and butterflies. I know it's not always rainbow and sunshines. Sometimes it's super difficult, and trust me, I faced setbacks myself, so I know. But the setbacks shouldn't stop you. You should try. And I think there's a lot of courage and a lot of praise in just trying, no matter what kind of anxiety you deal with. The last anxiety I'm going to take is, for example, if you have some anxiety for walking out the door and just taking a walk, try to overcome that anxiety, but do it at your own pace. Like, first take a few steps out the door, then take a slightly longer walk, then a longer walk. Do it at gradual steps you're comfortable with. Do it in a way you're comfortable with. If your way of doing it is to just throw yourself out of it and take a long walk, then do that. But if you need more gradual steps, do that. A few years ago, I actually struggled a little with that. It's many years ago now, but I took it gradually, and now I can easily take walks in the sunny days without problem. So remember, no matter what barriers you face, you can overcome them, even if it feels impossible here and now. Hope this video helped you guys, and hope you have a great day. And remember, it's okay to be different, it's okay to feel different. I appreciate you guys, all of you, whether you have a diagnosis or don't have a diagnosis, or you are different or not different, doesn't matter. You're all unique in your own way, and I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.